You know, hi, I am Tolga from group 00445.
Hi, and my name is Haris, and today we're going to give you a walkthrough of a program that we created in C um, that adds an echo file to an input file according to the delay and the volume scale. So now Tolga will start with his part of the code and provide you with a walkthrough of it.
Let me start. In my part, I coded this while loop, for example. In this while loop, we get inputs from the command line, like options, by using the getOp method, and like depending on the options, uh, we assign delay and volume variables. Then we also process the options like source VAV, destination VAVs. And if we encounter a formatting error, it prints usage as delay, volume scale, source VAV, destination VAV. Then we open the source VAV file, and again, like if we encounter an error, it prints error opening input file, and we open dest VAV file, and if we encounter error, it prints error opening output file. Then we in here we load the headers, and we write the headers to the destination file. And if we encounter an error, it says like error could not write a full audio header. Now I am passing to my friend Haris to explain his part.
Okay, so my part for this code was I had to um, add the echo effect. So for this, I used three arrays that are on the heap. I used malloc to assign the address for these arrays. So first of all, this loop adds the first few delay values to the echo buffer, and if the delay is greater than the sample size of the file, then we reach the end of the file. And then in this case, we write delay minus the number of sample values in the input file to the output file. And then if in case we reach any error, it frees the dynamic memory that we allocated. So, and it also gives an error based on what type of error we face. And then here it's writing the rest of the echo values to the output valve, and it um, at the end, when it successfully wrote down everything into the output valve, we return 0. And if we fail during the process, we return value 1. And now I'm gonna pass to Tolga so he can compile the code and show a few examples of how the code runs.
Okay, now I will compile the code by using the command gcc vol at echo.c. And you could see the code compiled. Now I will test it by using add echo the door.out vav, and you could see it worked, and it created the door.out.vav. Let's try testing this audio. You could see it works. I will also compare like this output with the output that was in the website to see if they match. Okay. 1 minute, not this one. Okay, I am writing from the beginning. Oh, you could see it worked. It didn't give an error, so the our output matches with the output that was in the website. Now I am
Okay.
passing to Harris.
Now I will provide some test the code with some more test cases. So first of all, I created this file called negative.wav. So basically, it have negative samples in it. So if we test the code with um, um, if with a delay of 3 and a volume scale of 2, and we test it on negative.wav, and we put the output in negative underscore out dot var. Then we can see that it created a new file called negative underscore out dot var. But just in case, I have also negative underscore 3 underscore expected underscore um, n underscore 3 underscore 2 dot var. So these are the value that we should have when we run the command. So this is the value that we should have. If I compare my output file, that is negative underscore out dot var, we compare it to the expected output, we can see that it doesn't give us an error. So our code passed this test case. And then I also have another file, short.wav. This is also a short file with the sample values. So one test case that I would like to run is if the sample value is greater, if the if the delay is greater than the number of samples. So for this case, we'll have delay equal to 25, and then volume scale is equal to 2, and then we'll have short.wav, and then we'll store the output in short underscore 25. So we'll store the output in this file. So as we can see, it's created a new file. So for this test case, I have the expected value should be like this. I just, sorry. So this is the value that we expected to have. So if we compare the output that our file gave, our program gave, that was short underscore 25 underscore 2 dot one, and if we compare it to the expected output, we should see that there are no differences between both the files. So this shows us that our code passes this test case too. And for the final test case, I would like to test with a delay of 1 and a volume scale of 2. And we'll put this output and short instrument. So we can see that they created a new file, but the output that we're expected to have with this file is um, to underscore expected. This is the output that we're expected to have. So we can compare the R file that was when we compare it to this file. We can see that again the comparison passed and there were no differences between both the files. For a final test, I would like to check if what values are assigned to mesh delay and if we don't delay and volume if we don't provide any parameters for them. So here we didn't provide any parameters for delay and volume. So we can see that here our code assigns delay as a value of 4,000 and a volume a value of 4. So this is the default values that delay and volume should have if we don't provide any parameters for delay and volume. Now Tolga can tell us about some of the problems that we faced when we were coding.
In our project, like we had some problems. Like for example, once like we run the code without assigning a value to delay. Like the code had to work. It had to assign the value of the delay to be the standard value, but our code gave an error. So like there was an issue. We had to rewrite the code and we fixed the code.
Another issue that we were having was that the header wasn't updating properly, though, so the file size wasn't really changing. And another like really big issue that I faced was when the delay was greater than the number of samples. So I forgot to add the additional zeros in that case. So those were all the problems that we got, and there was a small issues of like here and there, but at the end we got over them and we were able to complete the assignment.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.